what is the appeal culturally and emotionally, and maybe you can explain the kind of science of emotions, of this pseudo certainty and dogmatism of a Sam Harris and Charles Murray about these things, which leads to these. I mean, these ideas are so destructive on the macro racist level that we're talking about, but they're also even destructive on like individual student level who like thinks they're stupid and can't grow. I mean, this has so many toxic effects.
Yeah, and I mean that's really why we wrote The Straight A Conspiracy, was because we ran up again and again against students of all skin colors and all socioeconomic levels who had internalized these ideas that they didn't get the math gene, or they didn't have a natural ear for languages,
I don't have the
or
math gene. Don't.
Really?
Definitely don't have the math gene. No. Mm-mm. Does that exist, by the way?
No, and
Okay.
I mean that's the thing. When you actually look at, there's a paper, I think it's from 2010 or maybe 2014, Nature Reviews Neuroscience, where there's so much data out there that periodically now journals will review sort of all the literature known that's available. And so far they have found 300 genes for various forms of mental retardation, right? So things like Down syndrome, Tay-Sachs, on and on and on and on, Fragile X syndrome. But they found 0 genes for normal or above average intelligence. So there's nothing that's been found that's actually concrete that would make you better at math or better at languages or anything like that. Now, it doesn't mean that those things don't exist. But
Right.
the point is that what does well in a social media environment is not reality necessarily. And so
Right.
the key thing that you said is that, people are looking to science to organize their lives. Why? Because this is a really uncertain time. Like all these, Katie O'Brien, who co-wrote The Straight A Conspiracy with me, she calls this moment in history humanity's first family dinner. And for most of human history, all the cultures of the world have been off in their little corners, and now we're all being shoved together at one table by globalization and the internet. And that creates a lot of cognitive dissonance. And so, that was my childhood because I grew up all over the world moving between cultures. And what you want to do is you want to grab onto some sort of raft, something that you feel you can anchor on. And for me, it was science, because we have come to think of as science as the solid, reliable thing that we can plant a flag on. But the problem is that while we're looking to organize our lives with science, science itself is massively disorganized. So what that means is that, there are 60 million scientific papers, and then science itself is so siloed into academic disciplines that people don't talk to each other. So what happens is that, someone like Charles Murray will come along. They have their one statistic or their one set of statistics, or, this one lens of looking at intelligence. And then if you are coming in already believing that there is a link between melanin and intelligence, well, now's the thing that you're going to grasp onto and run with. And that's the point. Is it's what we have going on is not that people are turning to science. It's that people are cherry picking the science that fits their existing prejudices.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos